Hey everyone, today's March 14th, 2021, and I hope all of you are having a great day today, and welcome to the Humble Gent YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be doing a review on one of my favorite watches in my collection, and that is one of the new 2020 Seiko Alpinist. This is the SPB119, or the Ghost Alpinist. So I've owned the Alpinist for the last couple months now. It's been in my rotation ever since, and it really is a great watch, and I was able to experience it for everything it has to offer. So before we get started with this review, I want to tell you guys what I have planned for this channel and some reviews I have coming up in the near future. Alright guys, so these watches in this watch box right here, I put these aside because these are watches I will be reviewing in the near future. And as you can see, there's a good amount of watches here, and if you watched my previous video, I did a review on this watch. This is my Islander ISL 38. And in today's video, I'll be doing a review of this watch right here. This is my Ghost Alpinist, or the Seiko SPB119. And the next one after that, I believe I'm gonna do this watch right here. And this is my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, and this is a beautiful watch by Oris. So over time, I will be reviewing all the watches in this box right here, and after this, I'll go through more watches. But definitely look out for my channel, look out for videos coming out in the near future, and you'll be seeing these watches in future videos. Alright guys, so before we get started, we'll do a quick wrist check. So today I'm wearing my Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium, and I actually bought this watch June of 2020 with the leather strap. And I actually bought this OEM Gentleman strap recently, and it really transformed the watch, and it is absolutely beautiful with that blue dial. And this is definitely one of the best watches you can get under $1,000. Alright guys, let's get this review started of my Seiko Alpinist SPB119, or as a lot of people call it, the Ghost Alpinist. And this is a 2020 Alpinist, and as you can see, I got the cream, or it's an ivory colored dial. And like I said in the intro, I bought this watch several months ago, and it's been phenomenal wearing this in my rotation. And the first thing that may stick out to you is the bracelet that's on here. So this is obviously not the stock strap that comes with this. For the cream dial, this actually comes on a black leather strap, which I will show you guys in a moment here. And this bracelet though is actually an Uncle Seiko bracelet. You can see the U for Uncle Seiko in the back here. It's the Beads of Rice bracelet. And I actually just got this in the mail not too long ago, several days ago. And it really did transform this watch for me. It fits perfect, it's flush on there. And as you can see, it goes from 20 millimeters to about 16 taper, which is really nice, really comfortable on the wrist, milled clasp. I'll go over this in just a minute here. The leather strap that came with this Alpinist was good quality. It was good leather, it was very comfortable, and I just wanted to try something else. And with a 20 millimeter lug length, you can get a lot of different straps for this. And with a variety of Uncle Seiko straps, there's two different ones. There's a Beads of Rice one like this, and they have a presidential one. And I know that strap code has their two. They have like they have a Jubilee style and they have an Oyster style. But for me, I went with this Beads of Rice because I think it went with this watch the best. And it hasn't let me down so far, and it is a beautiful watch that has a beautiful bracelet, and it makes this overall package that much better. So with this review, we'll go over my experience with this watch with some general specs of this as well. I was always a fan of the Alpinist. I actually do own a Sarbo 17 Alpinist, and it was a great watch. I bought it years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. And when these 2020 Alpinists were released, I was honestly really excited for it. And with all the new ones, all the new dial colors, they all look great. But for me, when I saw this cream one in the renders, it really caught my eye, and I went for this one right away. My second choice was going to be the black one with the factory bracelet, but I'm happy I went with this cream dial one. So when I first got this watch several months ago, I was really impressed. And it's all the little things when you first take this watch out of the box. And the first thing that popped out to me was the case diameter. with 39 millimeters. It did remind me of my old Alpinist, but this size for me is honestly the perfect size for pretty much any watch. And something that really stuck out to me and something that I was really excited about when these first were released was the new Seiko 6R35 movement. And I'll give you a quick look at it right now, but later on I will go in more detail. As you can see, the 6R35 movement, and it has a lot of great things compared to the old Alpinist. This one has a 70-hour power reserve, more anti-magnetic properties, and there's a lot more to it. And the black leather strap too was also surprising, because usually with Seikos, the one thing they cut cost on, and that's with a lot of their watches, is the leather strap or the bracelet. But the black strap that actually came with this wasn't bad at all. It was actually really comfortable, the leather was thick, and I really did enjoy it. And now let's go over some dimensions. So like I said before, this has a 39 millimeter case diameter with a 46.4 lug to lug. You also have 13 millimeters thick, but when I measured it with my calipers, it was a little bit less than 13 millimeters. As you can see on the dial, there's a Cyclops right there at the 3 o'clock, and it really does magnify really well. I believe it's 2.5 magnification, which I really do enjoy. And with a 39 millimeter case diameter with a 46.4 lug to lug, it really fits perfect on my 7-inch wrist, and I'm sure it fits a huge variety of wrist sizes as well. So one of the reasons why it chose this Alpinist color was the dial. That was the first thing that caught my eye, and what I thought when I first saw this in the renders was I knew this would be a strap monster. With the 20 millimeter lugs here, and with this color, this cream white color dial, it would match with anything. And within the last couple months, I put a lot of my 20 millimeter straps of all different colors. I even put NATOs on here, and it looked great. And I may do some later in this video, show you guys how some of the straps look. I have about 20 to 30 20 millimeter straps, and maybe I'll do a full separate video of showing how versatile this watch is, and it really is a strap monster. And as of right now, I am happy with this Uncle Seiko strap. And this was about $75, I believe, and the quality is honestly phenomenal. And like I said earlier, I had several options for aftermarket bracelets for my Alpinist. Some from Strapcode, I had the ones from Uncle Seiko, and there's other places as well. But I wanted this Beads of Rice because for me, I feel like it fits this watch the best. Now let's take a look at the back here, and like I said, it goes from 20 millimeters here to 16 millimeters here and back to 18 at the clasp. And what I like about this clasp here is that it is not too big. It's smaller, which is great for this size and this style of watch. And for this deployment here, you push this up, 2-button deployment that opens to a milled clasp from Uncle Seiko, which is really solid. And when you push it down, it's very secure. As you can see, when I push this down here, it's a loud click, and I know this is not coming off my wrist. And with this Uncle Seiko watch, it looks like it was made for this watch. As you can see right here on the case, it is flush. And one thing that's also phenomenal is the quality of the brush and polish on this. And what I like too about this bracelet is it does not feel cheap. It feels solid here, and everything feels very nice. The only downside with this bracelet is the hollow end links this has. But it really doesn't matter to me because right here the end links don't move at all. They are in there, and this bracelet overall feels solid. And with this new 6R35 movement, it has anti-magnetic properties and that 70-hour power reserve. Within the last couple months of owning this watch, I've been getting excellent accuracy. I've been within cost parameters the whole entire time with little deviation. So my Ghost Alpinist has a sapphire crystal with 200 meters of water resistance, and that's due to this screw down crown here and the screw down case back. And of course, my Seiko Alpinist has the internal rotating bezel that the Seiko Alpinist is famous for. And the Alpinist has these beautiful cathedral hands that the Alpinist is famous for. And like I said, the dial is extremely dynamic with that sunburst dial. And this watch has applied indices, and as you can see, the bezel there, it's polished and it slopes down. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the Alpinist is a fingerprint magnet. Polished bezel, polished sides of the case here. As you can see, there's fingerprints all over that. What's good about this bracelet is this doesn't get fingerprints. All I have to worry about is the dial here and the bezel. Wipe it down and it looks perfect. Now my favorite thing about the new Alpinist is the lume, and it is phenomenal for not being a dive watch, and it really does glow. The lume is on the hands and the hour markers of the dial. Now really quick, I'll show you a quick lume shot of my Ghost Alpinist. And as you guys saw, the lume on this is phenomenal. The hands were glowing so much, you were able to read Seiko on the dial. And that's definitely my favorite feature of these new 2020 Alpinists. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you guys how the Alpinist looks like on my 7-inch wrist. I'll take off my Tissot Gentleman and put on my Ghost Alpinist. Alright, so I'll show you guys it far back and close up so you get a good reference of how it might look on your wrist. So in a future video, I want to do a comparison of my Ghost Alpinist and my Hamilton Khaki King. They are very similar watches, but in different price brackets. My Alpinist is about $750. The Khaki King is about $400 to $450. But I feel like there'll be a great comparison back to back. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of my Seiko Alpinist SPB119. It is definitely one of my favorite watches in my collection, and I will not be selling this watch anytime soon. And something that I forgot to mention in the actual review was the anti-reflective coating on this dial. I do have lights set up right now for this video, and as you can see, the dial has barely any reflection, which is phenomenal. And compared to the last Alpinist, my Seiko Sarbo 17, that had a lot of reflection on it. The anti-reflective coating on the bottom of the crystal is phenomenal. So my Ghost Alpinist has been a great watch the last couple months, and it being in my rotation really got me to enjoy this watch with different straps, and right now with this Uncle Seiko strap made me fall in love with this watch even more. So please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this Alpinist or any other questions in regards to my collection watches or anything you might want to ask. And remember, I respond back to every single comment I get. And remember to stay humble.